What's up, everybody? This is Forgo, and today we have a lot to talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about is what's in these patch notes. I'm just going to briefly go over this a little bit and give you my thoughts and opinions about this stuff. So I'm not going to read all of this. We're just going to jump down here, and we'll talk about White Fox and Groot because they're already in the game. But this is pretty cool. You know, the previous season holiday party uniforms, which is Holiday Deadpool and Gwenpool, are going to be available for everybody to get. Unfortunately, Gwenpool, you will have to pay real money for through tokens, but you will be able to get the Holiday Deadpool uniform. Now, currently, there isn't a sale going on right now. There isn't a uni sale, but there might be a uni sale before this event ends. So I would highly suggest all of you just wait for the uni sale to go on before you purchase the Holiday Deadpool uniform. It is absolutely insane. The Gwenpool uniform, you really don't need. You can realize the potential. It's a godly uniform, especially in Shadowland. It can go up to 100. But honestly, I never use it. I never play it. You don't really need it, just to let you all know. So that's not really a big deal since you have to purchase it, except for the Gwenpool fans that want to buy her. Then you have Molecule Man's Tier 3. Now, this Tier 3 is a pretty insane freaking Tier 3. Of course, it's got penetration, remove active buff, paralysis, time freeze. It also has increased all attack by 120%. That lasts for 20 seconds, which means you're going to be able to keep this up throughout the whole time you're using Molecule Man after you use his Tier 3. Now in PvP, it's going to remain to be seen how long he's going to last before he hits the Tier 3. But that's pretty freaking insane. That's a massive attack buff. And then they gave him an extra energy reflect, efflects, physical reflect, and energy reflect. So he's actually going to reflect physical and energy reflect. That's crazy. And he decreases the effect of reflect by 50%. Which is nuts. And it applies to all allies. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. So he's going to be an absolute monster. And then you have his Tier 3 here, which does look pretty cool. I do like his Tier 3. I think it's awesome. Unfortunately, for a lot of players, including myself, it will be months and months and months before you ever get this guy and before you ever get him leveled up. And that's if you don't Tier 3 any characters up until that point, especially if you're working on Sentry. Then we have the Awaken skill for Moonstone, who's already an absolute monster. But they gave her Burn and Chill. She is a blast villain character. But the thing is, you know, she will be better than Magneto, especially with her Awaken skill. So that is something to take in consideration. So for ABX, she's going to be better. She's probably going to be a lot easier to cap out the score. And if you couldn't cap out the score before, she probably will be able to do it right now or come close to it. She has an insane all defense sound effects of 70%. This is going to get jacked up big time. This is going to go up to 88% whenever you have a debuff leadership, which is nuts. And then, of course, the same old typical stuff, critical rate, critical damage bumps, all attack buff by 25%, blah, 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 blah. And you look at her Awaken skill. Let's watch it a little bit here. Okay. All right. Not too bad, you know. Okay. And then we have Sentry Improvements. Now, this is extremely insane. I'm not going to go through all these, but they gave him on his fifth skill, they gave him an ignore target effect is added when using Solar Explosion, which is his fifth skill. That is crazy. So he has ignore iframe now on his first skill and his fifth skill, which means he's going to be even deadlier in PvP. They bumped up his decreased all damage received by 5% more. They also they made his all defense down go up to 80% instead of 70%. That means whenever you do this skill, whenever you have a debuff leadership, you're going to have 100% defense down, which is crazy. That means he's going to be doing stage 99s against world boss like they're nothing. He's going to be plowing through it. He's just going to be so much stronger for all the world bosses, except for Null. However, then when you look at the increased all attack by 50% that they added on, that will make him better for Null. So, wow. Sentry is going to be freaking insane. Now, this is actually quite nice. World Boss Null reward improvement. It is and it isn't. We'll get to talking about that. But we are now going to be guaranteed 15 to 40 CCF when you play Null. 15 of these guys. That means whenever you play Null 5 times, you're going to get 75 CCF a minimum a day if you play this. That's pretty damn awesome for the people that can play Null. Not so awesome for the people that can't play Null. And honestly, you need some pretty developed rosters to be able to fight Null 5 times, because you need different strikers each time. You need different characters each time. You only can use tier 3 and awakened characters. So it's good for the players that have already developed rosters and they can play the Null, which I will be doing from now on. I am under time restrictions, but honestly, this is a pretty big bump. And yeah, I mean, we need the CCF, so I'm going to be playing. I would highly suggest all of you that are able and capable of playing it, even if you're only doing it once, to play it. But there are some caveats to it, and we'll talk about that in a second. And then they're going to give us this mighty CTP of energy that can be attained from all stages by a certain rate of chance. Now, this is just whatever to me. Personally, I think what they're hoping with this is people are going to get a mighty CTP of energy. They're going to see how powerful it is, and then they're going to be tempted to start reforging CTPs. I personally think that's why they're doing this. It's pretty genius of Netmarble and sneaky the way they're going to do this, but we don't know what kind of chance or rate this is. This could be like freaking GBR where you never get one. It could be like Odin's Blessings where once in a while you might get one. But again, it's not all sunshine and glory, my friends. And the amount of obtainable CTP reforging core has been increased for each stage. We don't care, or at least I don't care, because I'm not going to reforge any CTPs. So the problem here with this is, I mean, yeah, get off this crap. We can face Null, right? And we can get extra CCF every day. And that's awesome. That is awesome for the players that can play this. That's freaking awesome. But what about all these other world bosses? Why don't you improve the rewards for the other world bosses? And why don't you give us Titan component packs and Essence of Dimension? We need more than just CCF. It's not enough just to give us this. It's not enough. You know, it's nice and it's a big improvement. It's a step in the right direction. But again, it is not enough. It doesn't, and plus it doesn't address issues that, you know, we have all been boycotting against. Personally, guys, I'm happy with what they've done to a point, but it isn't enough. They need to do more. They need to give us more rewards in these other world bosses. They need to increase the CCF in these other world bosses, even if it's less than Null, which it should be, because Null is much more difficult, and players that are able to play Null should get rewarded for it. But there should be at least, you know, 5 CCF drops minimum, at least, in these world bosses, and there should be more Essence of Dimension and Titan component packs. There needs to be more of them. And the other thing is, and we're going to talk about this right now with these characters. So first I'm going to talk about Groot. So baby Groot here, Snowflake Festival Groot, is a cute as a button uniform. You can see it's for 1,750 crystals. I can tell you all right now, this uniform isn't worth this. It's not worth that much unless you just love Groot. You want the cuteness, you know, I mean, he's a cutie little dude, but it isn't worth it. It isn't. I don't want to buy this thing at all. Even if it was discounted, I don't think I'd want to buy it. He's got the 30% increased recovery rate. He has the increased skill damage by 30%. This is all just for himself. You know, the 1 skill, okay, whatever. The 2 skill, whatever. The 3rd skill, whatever. I mean, all these are just whatever to me. The 4th skill does have an all defense down to except to 50%. And that is nice. It's got lightning resistance down and all defense down. And that's really, really nice. He also has immunity to all damage for 5 seconds and an all attack buff. It's going to be a strong uniform. It's definitely going to improve him big time. But I don't think anybody really needs it. The 5th skill gives him a heal. And that's nice. And if you preview the skills, we'll do the 5th skill here. I mean, look, he's got great movement speed. He runs around really fast. I mean, he's a cool looking uniform and he's cute as a button, right? And that's really what's going to sell it. I mean, look at this skill. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. That is a long damn skill. Wow. That's a long damn skill. And here's his immunity. And the all defense down applies. It doesn't apply at the very beginning. It applies a little bit afterwards. So you see the countdown 6, 5. We'll do the 4 again. And yeah, he does a little slash. The proc would trigger early on that 4. And the 5th skill it starts off as an iframe. Then it ends off where he's just standing there. But the damage just keeps carrying on, which is, honestly, that's pretty nuts. I mean, he's going to be fairly strong. We got the walking skill. That's pretty cool with the Christmas trees. I do love the skills. And I do think that he's going to be, that's pretty damn cool. Come on, I gotta admit. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I gotta admit, that's pretty dope. But I really think that most people are just going to end up using this uniform for Shadowland. I think that's really where it's mainly going to be. Other than the cute factor, I don't think it's really going to be worth buying. Now, and his all even sound does goes up 50%, and he does have a long animation on that fifth skill, and the damage does carry on. So he's probably going to do quite a bit of damage. I would imagine he's still going to be fairly strong, and since his all defense down comes late, he might actually be able to do some really crazy, insane damage if you have weapon hex on the team. Because if you're using Groot and you come in and do world boss and you hit your co-op skill and weapon hex comes in and does your defense down, she's going to set that cap. Well, then Groot, he's going to do his fourth skill and he's just going to fill up that 100% all defense down pretty quick because his starts off at 10%. So that is something to think about. So he might be a bit of a sleeper in a way. You know, he might be a lot stronger than what I'm even giving him credit for because I just don't know. But I think that since he's just going to be tier 2, I think that, and he is going to be level 70. You can take him at level 70. He's probably just going to be mainly a very, very strong Shadowland character. He's not a support anymore. But that leads us into White Fox. Now, White Fox's uniform is dope. It's a cool looking uniform. You know, you gotta love the bunny ear buffs here. That's pretty nice, right? You know, applies to all hero allies, 50% increase of all attack, increased chaining damage, increased target dodge rate by 30%. Her passive gets bumped up. Now it's increased damage on supervillains by 5% more than what it was before. But now she has a decreased damage received from supervillain faction by 30%. And that's pretty crazy. So if you team her up with Shuri on the team, your damage dealer and even herself are going to have 65% decreased damage received, automatically making your characters tankier. Then her passive, you know, it's whatever. Then her one skill, she still has the entice, still has the paralysis. The second skill, okay, whatever. The third skill has the all attack buff. The fourth skill has damage accumulation based on how much damage you deal, which is nuts. And here's the crazy part. She has an all defense down that starts off at 10% and it stacks up to 70%. She is going to be an absolute monster and world boss. However, the caveat here is you got to pay real money for the character. Now, there's going to be some special things about White Fox because she is going to be an amazing support. So if you do this fourth skill that starts off at an iframe, they took away her immunity, by the way. The fourth skill did have immunity to all damage. Now it doesn't. It starts off as an iframe, so you don't have to worry about getting guard broken. But whenever she does her little slash across, boom, she could get guard broken, and that could stop that skill. But you still have the charm on the fifth skill, which is nice. You still have the paralysis on the first skill, which is nice. Wait a minute now. So she's got all defense down on her one skill? Wow. Oh, decrease all defense. No, that's not all defense down. And then her third skill. All right, pretty cool. Pretty much, I mean, very similar to what we already have seen. But now she's got that all defense down and stacks up to 70%. And if you notice, again, it takes a little bit for that all defense down to apply. So by the time it does apply, it's just like with Groot, you'll be able to hit your co-op skill, bring in weapon hex, and then you can use White Fox afterwards, do her fourth skill, fill up that cap for the all defense down, and do tremendous damage. I mean, White Fox is going to be a powerful, powerful character. However, you will have to purchase her through here. You will have to get these tokens, unfortunately for her. And as far as the token deals that you can queue up, really the best one is this one right here, where you can buy 3 of these if you're willing to spend money, which I'm not. You can buy 3 of these, you'll get 30 tokens, which is all you need for old girl. So then you can pick her up that way. You can spend 30 bucks and queue her up. Personally, I'm not going to buy it. I think this is just crap here. You know, we got the crafting queues. Okay, whatever. For $80, $80, whatever. It just angers me, honestly, when I look at that. Now, what do I think about everything that I've just seen? Well, I mentioned about the world boss thing, but here's something to throw it out to you guys about these two uniforms. Both of these characters are tier 2s. Neither one of them can be used against Null. So for those of us that are going to play against Null, right, those uniforms are useless. They are useless. They're going to be, you know, I mean, White Fox will be a little bit better for ABX, but honestly, you don't, I mean, really, it's not going to make that much of a difference. 5% extra damage to supervillains just isn't that much. And you're not going to be able to use them against Null. This is where you're going to be farming. Basically, you're going to try to be getting that CCF. The other thing about this that really sucks and that they should have addressed is, what about our World Boss of the Day? We still have this problem where we have the World Boss of the Day. We got to click on this, and we got to start spending tons and tons of gold to try to get our World Boss of the Day. And that sucks because you want to increase your chances of getting better rewards. So you're still going to come in here, and yes, you're going to get more CCF, but you really want to, you're in hopes to get other good rewards. And, I mean, yeah, you can get a mighty CTP, but you still can't get Odin's blessings. And I really think for Null, maybe I'm being greedy. Let me know in the comments if you think I am. But I really think Odin blessings should be here. And we really need more rewards. So we still have the problem of re-rolling the World Boss of the Day. We still have the problem of not getting enough Essence of Dimension and Titan component packs. We still have the problem of all of these world bosses. You're not getting any extra rewards. I mean, there should be at least a guaranteed 5 CCF for each of these. So at least you wouldn't have to re-roll these damn things. So, I mean, the update is a step in the right direction, but the uniforms that they buffed up are really just going to be mainly useful for these other world bosses. The world bosses where we don't get better rewards and where they haven't been buffed. So if you look at it from that perspective, those uniforms are useless. Even Deadpool's holiday uniform isn't very good here against Null because all defense down doesn't work against it. So if you're coming at this from a perspective of, I want to do better against Null because I'm getting better rewards, those uniforms are, well, they're just no good. If you're coming at this from a newer player's perspective where you're like, oh, I need a character that's going to help me do better in the world bosses, then yeah, I think that White Fox uniform is really going to help big time because you'll be able to do some cheekiness with it. I think she's also just going to be very, very damn strong. It will help in ABX, but just a little bit because you're going to get that extra 5% damage dealt to supervillains. All in all, it's just not enough. To me, the boycott remains strong because they did address some things, but we still have the same problems that we've been boycotting against. We still have the crafting card issue. We still have the reforging issue with the CTPs. They haven't gave us more resources. Yeah, we can get a CTP against Null, but guess what? Not everybody can do this. And it's just a chance. And we don't even know what kind of damn chance this is. We don't even know. So I'm going to have to test this. I'm going to be playing Null from now on because I want that extra CCF. I will not be re-rolling this though. I'm not doing that. I did that before and I spent over 100 million gold before trying to re-roll one world boss one time. You know, just trying to re-roll the boss one day. I was just re-rolling and spent over 100 million gold. I will not do that again. So personally, guys, I don't really plan on buying the Groot uniform. I don't think you need it, even though I think it's a very big upgrade for him. It is going to make him a lot better. He will be a lot stronger in World Boss, but for this cost right here, 1,750 crystals, nope. I wouldn't queue it up. Nope. And the fact that you got to pay real money for this White Fox uniform, $30 for this uniform is, I mean, I don't even think they gave us tokens. So let's see. They didn't even, yeah, we didn't get no token. I didn't think so. We didn't get no tokens at all, right? Down here, go down here, go down here. Gotta collect all this stuff. So you're going to have to spend about $30 to get this character. Now, is it worth it to get a character that you can't use against Null, which is the world boss, that gives you the better rewards? For me, no, it's not worth it. So it does kind of break my heart because I really do like her uniform and I think it looks really cool. And I do think she's going to be damn strong. But I'm not going to spend the money to pick up this character. And that sucks because I'm the type of player that would do some cheekiness with this character. I would do some crazy stuff because you can check this out. You can even use her with other characters that have that leadership tag, like Cable, like Sharag, like Luna, like maybe even Captain Marvel. You could use her with all those characters and get, you know, that massive all defense down with her debuff leadership and switch to your other character and just do insane damage without needing weapon hex. That's something else that makes this uniform for her really damn strong. It really depends on how you look at things as far as how you're going to feel about this update. I just, you know, again, like I said earlier, I just don't think it's good enough. I think it's a step in the right direction, but again, they just need to give us more rewards in all the other world bosses. They need to give guaranteed CCF in those other world bosses. They need to make things more accessible for all the players, not just the whales. And they need to give us more resources for the CTP reforging system, since they don't want to take it out, obviously, and for the crafting card system. So for me, the boycott remains strong. I'm probably not going to purchase either one of these uniforms. I'm definitely not going to purchase White Fox because that costs real money. So still going to remain free to play. So all in all, the update is kind of a hit and miss for me. I mean, it is good that we are going to be able to get more rewards in Null, but it sucks that a lot of other players won't be able to because Netmarble too lazy to increase the rewards in the other world bosses. We do need more Essence of Dimension and Titan component packs. I am glad that they did buff Sentry. I think that's pretty awesome that they actually did that, because at least you know whenever you're spending all those damn resources on this character, all those CCF, that it's going to be a little bit more worth it. You know, they made him a lot stronger, which I think is actually a good thing. However, only the whaliest of whales are going to have this character, and that's just the truth of it. I don't have him at 6-star. I'm not going to be able to get him at 6-star for months, but it is good that they buffed him. You know, if you're going to make us pay tons and tons of resources for a character, you should buff them. They should be strong. They should be worth all that effort. And really the same for Molecule Man as well. So let me know how you're all feeling about the update. Is it hit or miss with you? Are you kind of the same? Does the boycott remain strong for you? Because I know it does for me, because this just isn't enough. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.